Tricia, you had a question
question.
about tracking across different websites in Google Analytics using
yes.
Tag Manager.
So what I have for my when people book a call or video chat with me, I have Book Like a Boss. And so I went in and I have Book Like a Boss. I have my Google Analytics stuff set in there, but I don't know where to find it once I'm in Google Analytics.
Okay. Okay. So just to confirm, you want to see when visitors go to Book Like a Boss.
Yeah.
Right. And to do that, you've put Google Tag Manager on the Book Like a Boss page, and your Google Tag Manager contains your Google Analytics script.
Yes, correct.
Okay. First question.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, please.
One little thing in there. So when I did just what you said, Google Tag Manager. Before I did that, though, I almost did. They have a thing which I'm thinking some people might actually be like double doing their stuff, because they have a place for Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager. And at first I was like, oh, let me book Google Analytics. And I'm like, wait, no, I want Google Tag Manager, because they only have Universal and not GA4. And I asked them about GA4 and they said, no, they haven't added that yet. But at that point, I just put Google Tag Manager and I left Google Analytics blank because I didn't want to double count.
Okay. So let me ask this question. Is Book Like a Boss on your main domain?
No, it is actually, I believe it's I can't remember.
Is it a subdomain or a
completely different domain? Let me see. Hold on. I don't remember at all. Let me see. It's on a subdomain.
A subdomain.
Oh, okay. So I'm supposed to look up and find the subdomain.
No.
No. Okay.
So Google Analytics Universal reports only the URL on which the page exists. But it doesn't report the full URL, domain or subdomain. So you should be able to see when someone visits if it's a subdomain and that domain is associated with your Tag Manager / Google Analytics account, it should just show the URL part of, or I should say the URI part of the URL, which means the part except for the domain name. And so if you go, let's say it's book.triciaclements.com/book here. Right? If you go into Google Analytics for /book here, you should see it.
Okay.
So if anybody has visited that site, it would show up as / whatever the URL is on the Book Like a Boss subdomain. Okay. And because it's a subdomain, it should work fine.
So where am I looking at?
So what? Let's.
Do you want me to share?
Yeah, can you share your screen and let me walk you through how I would do this. And in this case, like you mentioned, we are using the Book Like a Boss system as an example of this. First thing, go to your website.
Oh, my web. Now, my Book Like a Boss?
No, go to your home page. Okay. So if you're here and someone wants to book something, what do they go to?
Well, see, this goes to my contact page. Oh, no, it doesn't. So if they click here.
Okay.
Well, I should have this opening in a new page, but it goes here.
Okay. Okay.
This is Book Like a Boss.
All right. So see what your URI is /lite/free-15-minute-consult. Copy that, including the beginning /.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Go to Analytics. When did you install Tag Manager on this page?
I don't,
okay.
Probably over a month ago.
Okay, so we should have some. So do you know if someone has booked something with you over that time?
I don't know if they've used that because I've had bookings, but okay. I don't know that it's necessarily been that.
All right, so here's where let's find out.
Okay.
So go to Behavior, on the left-hand side,
Left behavior. Uh-huh.
site content, all pages. So this is, you are in the acquisition area, which is how does someone come and find you?
Mm-hmm.
This is what pages on the site someone's visited, regardless of how they found you.
Oh, so here it is right here.
Yep, right there. 10 people in that time
okay.
period visited it.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't make the distinction between domain and subdomain because you've not set up Google Analytics to do that. It might not matter to you.
Uh-huh.
And I'd suggest it probably doesn't, so leave it.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
one of my recommendations is always track the conversion. So when someone, see, there's your other 30-minute video consult for agencies.
X equals? What, I guess, is that maybe like from some other page? Because what is that?
I don't know that, but let's stick
these are
to Book Like a Boss.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm off on a tangent. Okay, right here. Say this again.
So you have that and the light 30-minute video consult for agencies, right? That people were clicking on that.
Yes.
Now, when the first answer to your question, it works.
Yes, I see now. And now, my main thing was how do I find it in here, but it works, and here's where I find it. Okay.
So, now, what we want to test are a couple things. Number one, put in the search, you can't see me pointing at the screen. I don't know what I'm doing. In the search bar there,
up here?
Right above bounce rate. Nope, right above bounce rate. There you go, in that search bar. Type /LITE. And then hit the thing. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so these are all in this time period, which is over the last week, I presume. This is how many people viewed this page. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want you to click. So we know that Google Tag Manager is on the page and is throwing the Google Analytics scripts you're tracking in your main analytics account visits this page. That's great. Okay. Now, I have two questions that I want to answer, and that's what I'm going to test here to find out. Number one, I want to make sure we maintain the session when it visits from www over to the subdomain that contains Book Like a Boss. Meaning, whenever someone visits your main site and then goes to Book Like a Boss, it keeps the original source of the traffic.
Okay.
If it doesn't maintain the source of traffic, that means we don't know how someone initially found you and then got to the Book Like a Boss page. So we break our tracking. So for instance, you don't know, did someone come from social media or from organic search or from something else? You don't know whether your marketing is effective or not, right? That's why we want the session to not be broken. Now, from what I understand, Universal Analytics should work across subdomains. So we're going to test that right now.
Okay.
You're going to test that by going to under page. It says secondary dimension. I keep pointing at the monitor.
Okay.
And it doesn't work. And then type source, but don't hit enter yet. And then click on source/medium.
Oh yeah, that's what I use for Google My Business stuff.
Right.
Okay, so secondary dimension.
There you go. Okay.
And then source medium.
All right. Well, so what we're doing here, we're going to scroll down.
Okay, hold on, I'm writing. Okay.
Okay. So of the 3 pages, there are 2 ways people came to you. One is a referral from your old domain.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Right. And that must be still up.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So that tells me that, first of all, like the session is maintained because it's coming, the referral traffic came from a completely different website. It wasn't your Biz Watchdog, it was Mutla, right?
And yeah, and so the others that say direct, sometimes I will like email people my links.
That
So
could
that
be.
could
So
have been what
direct
that is.
traffic in Universal Analytics means either someone typed in your, mybizwatchdog.com. It could mean someone has it saved in their bookmarks. And it could mean Google just doesn't have any idea how to
Doesn't know where, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And depending on how the link goes into Gmail, it could report a little differently. But what I would like to do is ask you to scroll to the top of the page, and at the top right, change the date to the last 30 days.
Hold on. Oh.
So right now it says, yeah, so in the custom, you should be able to pick last 30 days. Okay, that's good enough.
Oh, oops.
Well, that's fine. Okay, so look at this. Look at this.
Okay.
Now you see a whole bunch of other sources, including Baidu, which is a Chinese search engine. That's your source of traffic. You're big in China. Congratulations. Google. Hey, that's great. Like that's like SEO and stuff. It's almost like SEO stuff works. And Google Organic again.
Oh yeah, these are the different pages.
So it's working. The session is maintained, and so now you can tell the effect of your, like there's one from Facebook. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. The second thing it says is Butts is still getting traffic, and still getting traffic that's people are interested in booking with you. So that might inform your strategy. But my point is that's why we want to make sure the session's maintained, so you can use that data to do a better marketing. In this case, now you know MuttButts is still valuable, right? We had at one point just say, let's just take all that crap off the internet. Let's just remove it. Well, you at least had 2 people who wanted to think
in the
about
last 30 days. Hey,
right? Like, why would you turn that down? And so that informs, but that's the whole point of why analytics is important. We've learned something about marketing and business strategy here that should inform what you're doing, and that's the value of analytics. So now the next thing, this is part 3 of the big picture. So first, is it working? Yes. Second, is the session maintained? Yes. Third, when someone books a consult with you, what does the URL change?
That's the thing. I don't know if it's probably not set up as a goal.
Well, so that's the next question. But before that, we need to find out if the URL changes when someone books, or if we have to set up a goal, such as a click event.
Okay.
We can go, if you can go to
my book like a boss
test, go to the
my book.
Okay.
Is this what you want?
No. I don't want that. I want your page where someone, as if someone else is booking.
So just do chatwithtrisha.com. It'll get you there.
Okay, well, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to set up a call for yourself.
Okay.
You're gonna watch the URL while you do it. All right, so you're gonna.
Okay, so it's there. Okay, so let's say 9 a.m.
Just put test to test that way.
Okay, so I was thinking, okay.
And then do your area code 5551212. Yeah. Because 5551212 is always information. That's my.
I see.
Put my area code 803. There you go. So now it's a valid phone number, but it's information. And
it's still not letting me do it.
I guess you don't have a valid email address. So put Trisha@test.com. Poor test.com gets a lot of emails. All right, so we're watching that URL.
Okay. So it did not.
Has been placed. So the URL doesn't change.
Okay.
And that means we need to make sure we need to have a click event upon the clicking of the submit button. So that's a little bit more complicated to track.
Okay.
It's not impossible, it's just harder.
Okay.
It involves coding.
Okay. So I guess one of the things we can maybe go to Lavania's question and pause mine and see, I might be able to go into Book Like a Boss and give it another page. I might be able to, that might be an option. I don't know if it is or not.
That would be one. Since Book Like a Boss integrates with analytics, they might be sending events into Google Analytics.
So how do I check that?
Let's go to your Google Analytics real quick. And we're going to go to under behavior events, keep going down and see events in overview. And the answer is no. Unless they just happen to have, there hasn't been anybody who booked off your page in the last month.
Yeah.
Or I should say in November rather than last month. Because this is, so if you would change the dates to the last 30 days.
I did all of November like before.
Well, but go to the top. Let's just see if anything's happened since we're halfway through. So go to last 30 days. And then hit apply. That is everything up to, okay, so there's nothing has been booked. Or I should say there are no events. So it's worth investigating two things with Book Like a Boss. Number one, do they throw events or can you tell it to throw events? Because they've integrated this. Great.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've integrated so you can see clicks, but did people then actually book?
Right. And so remember our goal with tracking conversions is we want to get as close to the customer as we can. It's really nice to know 10 people visited you from Google Organic in the last month. But or Badu, you got a ton of traffic.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't know if any of those people booked, is that even good traffic?
Is it valuable? Yeah.
Are we thinking, because we could make a really bad marketing decision. Oh my gosh, you're big in China. We should translate the website in China. We should spend a lot of money and blah, blah, blah. We find out, well,
yeah,
it's, so the closer we can get to track, the better business decisions we can make. This is good. This might be good enough, but I'd push you to make it closer, at least to someone who's booked on your calendar with you.
Yeah.
That way, oh, these bookings keep coming from Facebook. I'm going to double down on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and also it tells me if I've got one that is like the Badu, but then I have let's say Facebook, and Facebook only has 5, but Badu has 20, but I have no bookings from Badu, and I have 4 from Facebook. That obviously shows even though I'm getting more clicks from Badu, I'm not getting more actual bookings.
Exactly. That is what the value of this internet marketing is. We don't have to guess.
Yeah.
We know if it works. And so that was a great question. And what's great about it is it's not just limited to this one Book Like a Boss tool.
Yeah, that's
right?
kind of any.
Calendly does the same thing. You can insert your Google Analytics script on Calendly, but can you track to conversion? Well, it's worth trying. Now, if you can't send it to a confirmation page, which is the far easiest way, then there might be a way to because you have Tag Manager on the site, you could set up Tag Manager to listen to someone clicking on that submit button. That is complicated, might be outside the scope of what we could do in this time.
Yeah.
But it's with a little research you could do it, because
I think I have an option in Book Like a Boss to send them to a page on my site. And so I think a thank you for whatever. So it would basically go back to my website. If that's the case, should I set up something different, I think, from the contact us form? Thank you.
That's a super question. You have in Universal Analytics, you can have up to 20 goals.
Okay.
So it sounds like a lot now, but if you really go crazy, it could be quite a bit. What I would do if I were you, because each of these is a different kind of booking, I would set up a confirmation page for each one, because first of all, they're different audiences, right?
Yeah.
And you might want to say, thanks for scheduling your 30-minute, thanks for scheduling your 15-minute on different ones. And you'd have to, but I would set up one goal. And that one, that one goal, as long as the URLs of those 3 different confirmation pages have something in common, you can set up one goal under the starts with goal. So it'd be like, thank you booked, and then thank you /booked /15 /30 /agency. And then 3 different pages. But if you set up the goal as starts with thank you /book, all 3 of them have thank you /book in common and would track all 3 as one goal.
Ah, okay.
Unless you have a real business reason to say, I want to track different things.
Yeah.
Maybe now, let's say one of them was a paid consulting, right? You get so many dollars for a booking. Well, then you might want to track that difference. So you can say, oh, whenever someone booked this, I had this much money in my pocket and I want to,
Yeah. Okay. So now when you said like the /thank you /booking then /15, what, so I want to make sure, so I can have like yourbizwatchdog.com /thank you like agency booking. Does there need to be that other one in there after thank you?
Well, so okay, so what is your current confirmation page goal URL?
So I'll probably change it. I think it's just /thank you. But what I'm thinking of instead of that is saying thank you is like a thank you, and then adding on to that for the other one.
So you could do, the point is let's go through, explain this.
Okay.
Pardon me, I'm getting excited. On the bottom left of your screen, click on admin. And then over on the right, third from the top, goals. So click on contact form, and that's a destination goal. Okay, click on goal details, edit. Okay.
Oh,
so it's set up wrong, but that's easy to fix. No, go ahead. We'll fix it. This is fun.
What the heck?
Teresa,
wait a minute. Let me see. Hold on. No. Okay.
Well, so let's just fix it.
Let me stop sharing my screen.
No, we got to share your screen because we have to do this. Come on, let's just fix it. You're not the first one to make this mistake.
Oh my gosh. Let me see what my thank you page is. I think that's what it is. That's
okay.
it. Okay.
All right.
So I'm putting
what you really only need.
Yes.
You don't need the full domain name.
So I just need /thank you.
Yes. Yeah, /thank you. But make sure you start with /. But before you do it, stop. To the left, it says equals to. Right? Equals to /thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Here. Just a second. You're getting ahead of me. Okay.
I'm not going to click it.
Click that again. Okay. Click that again so we can clear that out. Okay. Underneath, for example, use my screen for an app and /thankyou.html instead of www.example.thankyou.html for web page. So it's trying to say, and everyone always makes this mistake. They try to put the full URL, but you only need after the TLD, after .com or whatever you're using. And so now equals to thank you. So click on verify this goal. Okay, so nobody's, or at least in the last 7 days. Okay, that's okay. But we've just confirmed that's the URL. So we would hit save and then would start tracking that correctly. But all right, but here's what we want to do to set up the next goal. So click on equals to. You can see do begins with.
Yeah, because that's what I want if I'm adding these others, right?
There you go. So for this one, you want it to be only exact thank you, because that means if you add /book, it will not count that as this goal. It will count it as, it'll count as a separate goal if you set a separate goal up.
Yeah.
So you have two options here. When you're setting up these book like a boss things, you could set up, if you want to give 3 confirmation messages, you need 3 different confirmation pages, right? But you could start each with, let's say, book -15 for the 15-minute consult. Book -30 for the 30-minute consult. Book -agency for the agency consult, right? And so then you could do begins with thank you /book. And it would include all 3 of those as a goal completion because you did begins with.
So, okay.
Let me be very, very specific. After thank you, let's pretend like we're setting up this goal. After thank you, type book -15. So let's say you create a confirmation page for your 15-minute consult here. Okay. And let's say you create book -30. So go ahead and just so we have
so then I would just, whoops, what now?
So then just do delete 15 and do book -30.
Like that?
Now let's say you create a thank you page for your 30-minute consult for that URL, right?
Yeah.
And now you do take out 30, and so it's book dash. No, okay.
So then like anything after that would be there.
Yes. And so it's lumping all 3 of those into one goal. Later, if you decide you want to create a goal that is agency separate, you could go back and do this, but for now, I'm just treat them all the same and do a begins with.
Yeah, because it will tell me when I'm looking, it'll tell me like which ones I'll be able to click on those.
Yeah.
So
you'll be able to under goal completion URLs. But to make this one work correctly, delete -book and then change begins with, change to exact or equals to, sorry.
Okay.
So this is only this URL.
Okay.
And then hit save.
Well, but so I am going to be doing it with all of them. So I actually want begins. No.
But do you want all the 3 goals to be tracked in the same?
No. So this is my contact form.
Right. I would set this goal up as equals to, and then the other one is begins with. You have 2 goals. One is contact form. One is all 3 bookings.
Okay. 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 So save.
There you go. And now, now your form is tracking.
Yes. All right.
It's all right. I mean, it's honestly one of the first things I check on most clients because everybody puts the full URL.
And here's the thing: I've been doing it on others and not checking mine because this I set up a while ago. This,
right.
Yeah, I did mine first,
yeah.
And then
good.
Okay.
But that's what I would do if you can set up the confirmation pages for Book Like a Boss.
Okay. I think I can. I think I just didn't because I was like, I don't want to mess with that right now. But now that I'm doing this and I have a specific reason. Yes.
Well, you're getting traffic to it. So let's see if this traffic is, you said you got people booking and now let's figure out how people are booking because wouldn't it be awesome to know?
The funny thing was I had someone book and I didn't know where it came from. And now I think I know. Even though I didn't get, I mean, if I had this on there before, I'd have 100% confirmation. Right. But yeah, because I forget my old website on there it's still setting up for Book Like a Boss. So.
Good.
Yep.
All right.